My name is Jasmine Jones. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and you are now tuned into Black Girl Therapists in the Wild. And this is a little series that I like to call Therapist Sips and Reviews. Today, I am reviewing P Valley Episode 2 Scars. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe because I barely ever say that. So I'm like, I should say that. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. So yeah. How y'all doing? This episode was interesting. It was very sexual, and it also gave us a little bit more background on some of the characters and what's been going on and who they are. So let's get into it. We start off with Mercedes and Keyshawn, or aka Mississippi, in the cloud room. I don't know what it's called, the pleasure palace, pleasure room, heaven room, whatever it's called. I like those little clouds though. I like the whole aesthetic of the room. I feel like if I had a house with multiple rooms, I'd probably have a cloud room that looks something like that, only I would probably use it for meditation. Because it looks calming and peaceful. But they're in the cloud room doing more than meditation. They're doing BDSM on a man. He is naked and tied to one of the clouds. They're having their way with him, and it's all copacetic, you know. And yeah, if you're into that, that's great. Then we come out of the cloud room, and there is Haley giving a lap dance. I think Haley's trying to climb the ladder at this here strip club, because she's giving a lap dance, and then she turns around and she's pretending to give the lap dance while trying to peek into the cloud room, because I guess Diamond had went in there for a second to make sure everything was still going well. No one was being harmed. And she's trying to peek in there, trying to see what's happening and stuff. I think she's trying to climb the ladder at this club. And Diamond comes out and tells her to mind her business. I don't know if they're also prostituting. They never really show the dancers having sex with anybody, but they do show them going into these private rooms. And last episode, Mercedes was naked when they showed her again. I don't know if she just stripped or if she did anything special. And then they have this BDSM thing going on too. So I don't know. I don't know if they're having sex. I don't think so. They haven't showed sex, so who knows? But then we come out, and then we go to Mercedes and Mississippi coming out of the cloud room, and you know, apparently the guy's light skinned, he's mixed. And he pats them on the back, and this is gonna be important for later. I'm not just saying he's light skinned just cause it's gonna be important for later. He pats them on the back and he leaves and stuff, and there's Uncle Clifford, you know, making sure everything's okay. And then we go to the girls downstairs. So Haley's downstairs. Her and Mercedes, they just do not like each other. They just don't like each other, and it's okay. So Haley keeps having to change in the stall. She wants her privacy. Mercedes has something to say about it. And then Haley takes out this little bottle of alcohol and she's drinking it. I think Haley might have alcoholism problem because she's drunk. She's drunk a lot of alcohol during this episode in times that is not necessary. And, you know, like I said, it's common for people in sex work to use drugs and things like that to numb. But I think it's also because she's been through other stuff as well. So it's easy to fall into the trap of becoming an addict when you're using things to numb yourself from your environment around you, as well as past traumas and all this other stuff. So then we shoot over to Uncle Clifford. He is in the room with his accountant. I don't know what this guy's name is, but he handles the money. He counts the money. And basically, Uncle Clifford's in the hole. She is $55,000 in debt. They don't tell us the amount until the end of the show, but whatever, I'm gonna say it now. She's $55,000 in debt, in the hole for this club, and she has 30 days to pay up or they're gonna take the club. So yeah. And then we go to Uncle Clifford getting into her car, and there is Lil Murda, or C Murda, or whatever his killer is in the backseat of her car. And he's like all up in her ear talking about why you didn't play my song during Mercedes thing, and I thought you were supposed to be the head bitch here. And then Uncle Clifford said it right. I'm not forcing the girls to do anything they don't want to do. So, and Lil Murder's like, well, you need to you need to be the boss and all this other stuff. And then Clifford just basically told him outright, you need to rap better. It's not my fault that you can't rap that good. So, and he needs to work on it. So Clifford's like, you need to work on it. So I think Lil Murder likes Clifford, like likes and stuff, because there's a lot of different avenues you can go when you're trying to get your music out. You don't need to use this strip club. You can go various different avenues. So I don't understand why you're just going this avenue unless you really like Clifford. So they're flirting in the car, and Clifford is having all of these fantasies about Murder touching her and all this other stuff. And I don't think, and then because I don't think they've had sex yet, because Murder says that, oh, you chickened out the last time we were together. So I don't think Clifford has had sex or done anything sexual with Murder yet. So, but I think that she wants to, but maybe, I don't know, maybe she just, she wants more than that. So that's what I'm assuming. She wants more than that. Then we go to Mercedes. She is jogging through her neighborhood with her pit bull. I'm glad she has a pit bull. She has a protective animal to bite a nigga if they try to mess with her. That's all I need to see. She's jogging, exercising for the day. She gets home, and her mom keeps calling her. We shoot over to her mom. Her mom's leaving her voicemail about putting in tithes and offerings. So basically she's asking for more money from Mercedes. And then the pastor comes in, and there is so much sexual innuendo between the pastor and Mercedes' mother. I thought they were having sex. I thought they were about to have sex. But no, the pastor basically is telling Mercedes' mother to ask Mercedes for money, that the church needs the money. And so Mercedes' mother feels some type of way about that, just because her daughter's not picking up the phone, basically. And then the pastor comes over to her, and I'm like, oh, they must be fucking, something's going on. And he does this stupid ass shit where he takes she has a feather in her eyelash, and he takes the feather out. And gets all extra close. You know that stupid shit niggas do when they are borderline flirting, but if you say anything about it, they actually have a reason for why they did what they did. So they try to make you look stupid if you say something about it, so you can't say anything about it. That type of shit. Next we go to Andre. So Andre is the midnight real estate agent that was taking pictures outside of the club the night he met Autumn, or Haley. And he is on his computer. So apparently he is a real estate agent, and he was taking pictures at midnight or whatever time it was when the club closed. And basically he is negotiating buying property for a casino resort. And he's going through pictures. I guess the pink is a part of the property that he wants to buy. We then see him go to a field of cotton. He's standing in a field of cotton, and all of a sudden we hear he's taking a picture with his tablet of the field of cotton, and all of a sudden we hear somebody behind him say, "You should pick some." And of course, black man in a cotton field, why are you? But yeah, anyways, he turns around, and it's this white man and his brother on the porch. Is the owner of the house, and they are negotiating the sale of their property, which is like this vast, plantation like field of cotton, and their house, and Pink's is over in the distance. You can see the sign, and they're trying to sell their property so that they can get, so that's the property where the casino is going to be built on. And the only thing is that their brother, who is their half brother, who is the guy from the beginning of the episode that was getting flogged, the light skinned guy, that was getting BDSM flogged or whatever. He doesn't want to sell, he wants to lease, and they need his signature in order to sell the property. So his name is Corbin. And why did I think of Corbin Blue? I was just like, Corbin Blue. But he doesn't want to sell, he wants to lease, so he wants to keep the property and then share the proceeds. So they talk Andre, the real estate agent, into talking, or Corbin, or Andre talks them into him talking to Corbin and seeing if he can change Corbin's mind. And he's like, so where's Corbin at usually? And they point over to Pink's in the distance, like he's usually over there drinking and looking at strippers and stuff. So he looks off in the distance at Pink. And then we go to Mercedes. She is in the parking lot with her little children dance team from the church or whatever, and she's telling them that she is planning on buying some property or renting some property, so that they can have a place inside to practice, and it's going to be a gym for them and all this other stuff, and it's going to be great and things like that. And she's feeling some type of way. I think she feels some type of way about being a stripper and how she's seen in the community, because people will catcall her and say fucked up shit to her. Like some car drove by and they were catcalling her while she was with these little girls, and one of the little girls' parents was there, and she was just like, I can't wait till we have a place inside and all this other stuff. And Mercedes was just looking, and she felt some type of way. So I feel like she just doesn't want to be seen or treated as if there's something wrong with her. I mean, it's her job. She does what she does, and she, saves her money, and she plans on doing more with her life. So leave her the fuck alone. How about that? Just because somebody is in sex work doesn't mean that that's all of who they are as a person. People like to objectify folks and say, oh, you are this because you do this. No, people are a package of myriad of things, and they will sacrifice multiple things to get to the places that they want to be. That justifies who they are as a package. So anyways, we shoot over to a car wash. Panks is having a car wash, and Clifford's trying to make that money, trying to build up the stack up that money so that she can pay off the club and pay off the loan for the club. Loans are horrible things, especially if you're in poverty, especially for communities of color. Don't do it if you know that you can't pay it. Don't do it. It's a trap. It's a car wash. All the girls are there. Mississippi's posting stuff on Snapchat trying to advertise for the car wash, and the mayor's car pulls up. The mayor is the person that set the law for you can't have drinks and strippers at the same club. So the mayor pulls up to get his car washed, and it's like, if you made this law, like Clifford walks over and it's just like, if you made this law, like why are you even here? And the mayor is just like getting his car washed. So that's not going to be resolved in this episode. But anyways, Haley and Mercedes are called over to wash the mayor's car. Haley has attitude with Mercedes. Mercedes asking her for leather cleaner for the seats. Haley's like, oh, it's empty, because she had the bottle, but it wasn't empty. So Mercedes goes and she, what did she do? Oh, she goes and to go get some more leather cleaner and closes the door. And then all of a sudden, the sides of the windows of the car is filled up with suds. So everything is blocked out with water and suds. Haley has a flashback back to the flood. So she came from Hurricane Harvey in Texas. I was so wrong last time. This is not Katrina. She came from Hurricane Harvey in Texas. She's in Mississippi. And she's having a flashback. She's flashback to drowning and not being able to breathe. So she freaks out and opens the sunroof as the water's coming in and climbs out. And I think she climbs out, or she opens the door, or something or somebody opens the door, and she gets out, and Clifford, is comforting her. Like, Clifford understands that something bad happened. She doesn't understand what happened, what triggered it, or anything, but she understands something bad happened, because Haley is just like, she's just having a whole fit. So I like that. I really like that scene, because a lot of times, especially in shows and movies, when people are having like a panic attack or anxiety, or they're freaking out, like no one actually takes the time to understand what's going on. And it's in real life too. But the fact that Clifford, even though she didn't know what was happening or what triggered it, she knew that there was something going on. She took the time to comfort her and tell her that she needs to go home and relax. Haley's flipping out. She thinks that Mercedes locked the door on her, but then someone said no, the child locks were on in the back. I mean, maybe the mayor has children. I don't know why the child locks would be on or whatever, but whatever. So Mercedes takes Haley home. Haley is just mad the whole way. And Mercedes wants to go upstairs and walk Haley to her door, and she wants to come in and see where Haley lives and all this other stuff. So partially nosy, partially caring, I don't know. But Haley gets in there and she's drinking again. So she's drank like, a few times during this episode. So I think that she either already had or she is developing a drinking problem. But anyway, she gets in. She had her phone on rice. So she had put her phone in rice to dry it out. And it was working now. So she had all of her pictures from her daughter. And so since this is like, she has a phone that has a cloud on it that can save the pictures. So I'm just like, why are none of these pictures saved on the cloud? But it's whatever. And then we see Haley at a computer. She is transferring about $9,000 to, I don't know. I don't remember who she transferred the money to. So if you guys remember, let me know. But, also something else that I forgot. Earlier on, when they were doing the whole BDSM thing and Haley was peeking, afterwards when Uncle Clifford was talking to her, she was telling her to she needs to go and get some ID to continue working at the club. So she was basically saying, you need ID to work at this club. And Haley, is on the run from abusive nigga and all this other stuff. So she can't use her real ID basically. So now, after transferring the money, I believe it was before, right? I think it was before she transferred the money, she's on the phone, she's on the pay phone, and the IDs that she had got out of the suitcase in the first episode, she's trying to figure out if those people are dead or alive so that she can use one of the IDs so that she can, continue working at Pink's. So she's on the phone asking, if somebody's dead, if somebody's alive, and then eventually pops up on somebody that's dead. And so she's going to use her ID. Basically, if they died in the flood, the hurricane. And then she asked if this guy, I think Trey something like that, Trey something. She asked if he's dead. And that is the guy, I guess, that she's in a domestic violence relationship with, that's chasing her, that she's afraid will find her and things like that. And when she had pulled her phone out the rice too, she was looking through her pictures and they showed a picture of him and her. So they showed what he looked like, full face as well. So then we go back to the club. It's the nighttime, and what is it? Oh, the chef that Uncle Clifford has at the club to make wings and other random food things that strip clubs have sometimes, I guess, is quitting because Clifford can't give him a raise, basically. Clifford owes money but still has payroll. So that's a horrible situation to be in. So he quits, and Clifford's just all fucked up. Mercedes and two of the other girls see Clifford go back in, see the whole situation, and then they kind of calm Clifford down and tell her, remember the rule, no crying at the club or something like that. And Clifford calms down and goes back in, and then Clifford's the one cooking at the club. So Clifford is there cooking with his accountant, and in comes Lil Murder, and Clifford's like, are you stalking me, basically? And Lil Murder's like, no, or something. I forgot what he said too. But, Clifford, so Lil Murder goes up to Clifford. Oh no, he said that he wants Clifford to listen to his new song. So he goes up to Clifford, takes the earphones and puts them on the side of her head like this and has her listen to the song. And of course Clifford has some critique still. She's like, the production is off. The lyrics are cool, but the production is off. You need a new producer. And so then Murder starts critiquing Clifford's club and is like, well, you don't got a money gun. Your wings need to be pan-seared and dipped in weed butter and shit. So Clifford hires C Murder and he makes weed wings. They looked magically delicious. And then serves them to everybody at the club. So my thing is, you are on a precarious cliff right now with everything that's going on. Hopefully no one tries to get you in trouble or nothing bad happens because of these weed wings. That's all I'm saying. Clifford makes the weed wings and then we shoot over to Corbin and Andre. They are in the little private room and talking. Andre is trying to get Corbin a sign so that he can buy the property for the folks that are trying to build the casino. And Corbin's like, no, I want to lease, because Corbin feels like the odd brother out because he's mixed. He's the maid son. He said those two are the biological mother and father, nuclear family, whatever, and I'm the maid son, and he feels left out, he feels mistreated, and he's trying to have this camaraderie with Andre, and Andre's like, no, I'm just here as the middleman to negotiate this deal. And Corbin's like, well, just think about it. And so then we shoot over to the girls, and the bartender's asking Haley, like, can you tell who the rich people are in here tonight? So this is their little game they play to find out who's the person here that's going to give us the most money. Haley already knows Andre. She met him the other night because he was taking pictures of the place. So Haley points him out because he's in the Armani suit and all this other shit. And then Mercedes comes up and she's like, two men in here or one man in here is in here to spend money. Two men in here are in here to make money, so just leave them alone. So Haley then, because she already knows him, takes the opportunity and goes in the room and says, do you guys want to dance? And of course Andre wants to dance, and so Haley gives Andre a dance, or she dances for both of them. She dances for Corbin and for Andre, and they continue to talk business while Haley is dancing, just like little children. Always notice the quietest person in the room when you're having a conversation. The person that you don't think is paying attention will always be paying attention. And of course, so Haley is listening to them as Corbin tries to sweet talk Andre into cutting the deal so that he can lease the property. And he's trying to pull him in on his side and all this other stuff. And he gives Andre like $1,000 to just hold on to. Corbin then leaves because Andre keeps saying no, he's just here as a middleman. And then Haley asks him if he wants a private dance. And as they're getting up to go to do the private dance, Haley says, well, if you're going to take the deal with him, make sure you protect yourself and have a shell company. And I'm just like, how do you know? How do you know about this? So he can hide his name and his name won't be attached to the money. So a shell corporation. And so they go into the room and dance, and Haley dances on top of him, and then he has her sit to the side, and he just wants to talk. He just wants to talk about life and the things he's been experiencing and all this stuff. And then he gets up and he leaves, and I think that's when she tells him. That might be when she tells him that to have a shell corporation, all this other shit. So then he gives her his card and says, if there's anything that you ever need, just give me a call. And then he gives her the $1,000 and he leaves. So he just wanted companionship. He wanted somebody to talk to. Before they go into the room, we shoot over to Mercedes and to Clifford. And basically, Mercedes is able to tell that there's something wrong, that Clifford owes money. And that's when Clifford tells her that she owes $55,000. Then we go back to the room with Haley and Andre. And then something else about their conversation is, while Haley got back on top of him during the course of the conversation and was dancing on him, and he noticed her C-section scar, and he asked her if it hurt, and she said no, she didn't feel anything. And then he said his scar hurt him, and then he unbuttons his shirt and shows her his scar from when he was born and his heart was on the outside of his chest. He said that it still stung him sometimes. Growth the scar got bigger with growth, I guess, and nerves can be cut, whatever. So I guess that's where it's a part of what the title of the show is about, scars. And of course, mental scars, emotional scars, Haley having a fucking flashback and freaking out in the car and all this other stuff. Then we get to the end of the night where the girls are giving their cut of their money, of their tips, to Uncle Clifford. And Haley walks in and gives a cut of her $1,000 to Uncle Clifford. And then Mercedes is feeling some type of way, talking about, well, I don't have to, fuck nobody to, get that much money. And Haley's like, well, I seen you go into the other room, into the pleasure room, and I saw what you were doing in there. And then they almost started fighting. And then Uncle Clifford tells everybody to leave except for Haley. And Uncle Clifford's like, don't give me money like that in front of all the girls, give that to me later. And then Haley starts talking about the casino that's going to be built that she heard about from Corbin and from Andre. And Uncle Clifford didn't know about the casino. So Uncle Clifford's like, how do you know about this casino? What's going on? What's happening? And then Haley was trying to walk out. She was like, oh, well, I did such and such, and I don't want to be involved in anything. And then Uncle Clifford's like, no, you're already involved because you gave me a fake ID. Because that's when Uncle Clifford asked her for her ID, because she had asked her for it earlier in the episode and said that she had till like tomorrow night to give it to her. So Uncle Clifford's like, no, you give me this fake ID, and so you're not here, legally like you're supposed to be. So you're going to find out about this casino for me. So Uncle Clifford is giving her an ultimatum. Either you find out more about the casino for me, or I'm going to turn you in because this ID is fake, or fire you, or whatever. So Haley is feeling some type of way. And then she goes home. And then we shoot to Haley getting home. She drinks more alcohol. And then she looks at the card on the counter that Andre gave her. She had ripped it up. And then she calls Andre. And they have phone sex. And they had imagination sex. I don't know why they didn't just meet up and just, at the very least, he's in a hotel. Whatever, I don't know. Imagination sex can be fun. But when she calls her, he's on his phone with his girlfriend, wife, I don't know, because there was some woman he was talking to about shelves, and she was talking about putting up shelves, and he called her babe and stuff. And then they had imagination sex, and then we shoot to Uncle Clifford. It's the morning time, getting into her car, and she's putting the visor down, and out drops little C Murders. I don't know what his name is. Killer C. That sounds like Killer Vitamin C. What? Put a CD in her car. I don't like how he's just getting into her car, like breaking into her car. Is the door not able to lock? Whatever. Gets into, or pulls down the visor. There's a CD. And, so he's like stalking her or some shit. I think he likes her, likes her and shit. I don't know where that's gonna go, because I don't know if he's like out there like that. So we will see. But yeah, even though, what was the name? Fatal Affair was corny, I still stand by what I say when it comes to cheating, because people are cheating for the quick ride. They don't look at the person as a full package of multiple things that this person could bring into your life. Like Andre, you don't know that Haley has some person that could be chasing her down and could possibly, you could get caught up possibly in the crossfire for some vagina, for some imagination vagina. I just feel like that's why it's scary. It's, you never know what people are bringing to the table that can horribly affect your lives when you do something that is so scary like cheating. Cheating is scary. You don't know what kind of diseases they have. You don't know if you might end up falling in love with them, and then all of a sudden there's this issue. Sometimes it can just turn into, we just have sex and that's it, and then it's over. But I'm just saying, cheating is bad. Don't cheat if you can help it, because people are human beings and they come with a lot of shit that can fuck up your life beyond just the sex. So yeah, that was episode 2, scars. Like I said, they had scars on their body, and I think it's also just talking about scars, emotional scars, like Mercedes and her mom and the issues they have between them, Haley and this nigga that she's running from, as well as the trauma of, I guess her daughter might have died in the flood, because when she had the flashback, it sounded like some child was screaming. It looked like there were flashbacks to some child or something like that, as well as Haley possibly going through domestic violence. That's a scar. Uncle Clifford worrying about the club, being able to pay for the club, might lose the club. That's a scar. Even Andre not knowing whether or not to take this lease or to sell the property like he's supposed to, that's a potential scar that could follow him for the rest of his life. Just shit that can potentially follow you for the rest of your life, or shit that's already followed you for the rest of your life and it's still there, and you still get triggered by it, and all sorts of other things. So yeah, I think that's where the name of the show came from. That's what I'm seeing anyways. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I have over 200 subscribers now, so that's really cool. I'm trying to mix it up a little bit, do different things, not just the review videos, because I don't want this channel just to be like, well, I'm just going to do reviews all the time and I'm not going to talk about anything else. So I did post up my vacation and talked a little bit about boundaries and learning how to have boundaries, and that it's okay to give yourself grace in the fact that it's going to take a lot of anxiety and a lot of emotional stuff to form boundaries. So just going a little bit deeper into that, because I know I already did a video on boundaries, but I figured why not go a little bit deeper. But yeah, thank you all for subscribing. Thank you all for watching. Please continue to watch. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment. All the things that all the other YouTubers say, but I don't really say it that much because I don't think about it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and later days.